Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Carpe MFDM. You know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Blah, blah, blah. Let me put it down here. Happy Tuesday, the 23rd of June, y'all. Troy Rawlings here. Troy Rawlings Live, the morning edition. You know what it is. If you don't know, now you know. All right, this morning, how y'all feel? Yesterday we talked about prioritizing rest, and I've been trying to do it more. I don't like coming on here, my eyes looking all weak, or I'm feeling all beat down. But this is for me. It's for y'all, but it's for me first. Troy, what's going on? Why are you coming on every morning, 5 days a week, at least 5 days a week, talking about love? Because part of my mission in life, one of my missions in life, is to help men and women communicate better in love. So, with that being said, that's what we're doing. And I've made June in this realm self-love month. So we're talking about self-love first because if we don't get this self-love thing down much better, it's going to be hard to love someone. People do it. People have done it for years. What up, Uncle E? I see you got a new happy hour coming in Baltimore, brother. I saw that. I'll be seeing what's going on around town, around the world. Been around the world, not. Thank God for coffee this morning. I know it's backwards, but it says Carpe MFDM, so make sure you follow at Carpe MFDM brand. I got some new merch coming, and we're about to launch it. We're launching it before this year is out. It's been a while coming. You've seen me wear the gear and all that stuff, but it's coming. Anyway, welcome to Troy Rawlings Live Morning Edition. I called it Morning Edition because when I came up in Baltimore, back when I was coming up, the Baltimore Sun had a morning edition paper. I think Wednesday had a morning, afternoon, and evening. This morning, evening edition. Hey, what's up, Declan? But morning, evening edition, definitely. So I have a morning, evening edition. If I miss you in the morning because I can't get up or something's going on, I got to work on a project or something's happening, I'm going to come back. But it's all about love, y'all. This month, we're talking about self-love. And today, I was about to go into my digest of some of the things I studied, but I want to go into this because yesterday we talked about prioritizing rest. If you missed it, it's on YouTube. It's also on my page. The whole thing is on YouTube, but like 20 minutes of the beginning is on my page. But prioritizing rest. Mark on point. What up, Mark G? Prioritizing rest was what we talked about yesterday. Today, in this self-love journey, we're going to talk about mental and emotional capacity. Okay? Oh, and I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist yet, but I'm a writer. As you know, like Mark G. Point is one of the great photographers for Sheen Magazine. I write for Sheen Magazine. Also, big shout out. Good morning. Big shout out to some of my media partners, Sheen Magazine, on stands now. I believe the new Sheen Magazine is about to come out this week, to July, August issue. Go pick that up at your local book stands and Barnes & Noble and all that stuff. And a big shout out to Reach LA Angels. Reach LA Angels. Want to know what's going on in and around Los Angeles? They got you held down, but I do a weekly blog with them as well. So follow at Reach LA Angels. Thank you. All right, let's get this thing started right. I didn't even breathe. Let's get our breathing on. It's not really breath work. It's just some breathing. All right. We're going to take some deep breaths, some exhales, get this thing underway. All right. That's why you hear that zen music in the background with the waterfalls. I'm just doing live to y'all, what I do to me. Yeah, how I talk to me, how y'all think it's a game. When I go on the radio station, it's like, man, you talk so well. You talk so fluently. You killed it. You did. And I have books like this that I write. These next 52 weeks, 5 days a week, I'm going to be talking about love. And before we get into the deep emotional relationship and all this stuff, and we got to deal with self-love. We're supposed to be like that for us first. So, all right, let's begin. Let's get some breathing in. All right, we're just going to do deep. If you're driving or if you're walking, don't close your eyes. If you're walking looking at your phone, sit down somewhere. Stop. All right. We're going to take some deep breaths in through your nose. Try to fill your diaphragm, not just your chest. If you sing, you know how to fill your diaphragm. If you swim, you know how to fill your diaphragm. So inhale. Love, peace, joy, prosperity, health, wealth. Exhale. Fear, doubt, anger, resentment. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. My brother's a grandmaster in martial arts instructor. It's funny because we'd be doing stretches and some of the painful stuff, and I've always done it, but he used to vocalize it. He said, "Come on now, air is free. Breathe, you good, breathe." I was like, "I'm in pain, man, I can't stretch this far. Just breathe." And guess what? It worked. Sometimes you gotta take a breath. Sometimes you need some fresh air. Quick prayer. Father, thank you for this time we have. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in, that'll tune in later. Bless our family and friends, and our loved ones, our children's, our parents, everyone. I know I put an S on children's, but you knew what I meant. Thank you for this time we have together. Bless somebody with some joy, some clarity, and thank you for an awesome day. In your precious name we pray, amen. Amen. All right. It's not a religious broadcast, but I try to start it with moments of zen. The waterfall sounds. The zen. Okay, I need some up-tempo. I need some different music now because we're going to get in this thing. All right. The morning, I started doing it from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., trying to do it around that time. Then I found myself getting up at 5 to get myself together, get into the office, do it here, be here early, this, that, and other. But lately, because I'm doing construction here and we're working on like phase 4 out of 5, I'm here late, going to bed 11:30, 12, and then trying to get up at at 5 was beating me down, whipping my ass. So, and I started getting, you ever be doing something good that you said you're going to do, workout or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I just don't feel like it today. And I heard myself saying it a couple of times because this is another key thing. This is another reason we're dealing with self-love. Because I believe and always say, how we talk to ourselves is how we talk to other people. How we love on ourselves, how we take space for ourselves, how we're compassionate with ourselves is how we are with other people. I heard myself saying it one day, and I was like, Troy, this is for you. Why are you denying you? Now, it's not easy to quit on like our children, or some people say they're doing everything for their family. They beat yourself down. Here's the funny thing, and I'm not knocking anybody. Some people say, well, you don't understand. I gotta look out for my family. I look out for my family. I look out for my family. If you're not looking out for you, your expiration date on this planet is getting closer. So you're not really looking out for your family. You're just in a mode where you think you're doing the right thing, or you're so used to doing it. Yet, if you took better care of yourself, you can take better care of everybody else. It's the whole airplane scenario. It's the whole you're on the airplane. They say, by the way, the oxygen mask will drop down, and please put your oxygen mask on. Before you help anyone else, put your oxygen mask on your face, because you will drop dead trying to help someone else. Oh, I got you, baby. I got you. will drop dead, de-ed, trying to help someone else. Because I know IG, they'll show a shaking booty, but don't you say the wrong thing. Thank you, IG, for this IG Live. And thank you, everybody who's tuning in here. But don't forget the replays will be on my Troy Rawlings Live YouTube channel as well as Facebook. So you'll get it there, too. All right, let's get into this thing. Working definition. Get some more coffee to lubricate the chassis. One of my missions in life is to help men and women communicate better in love. And I've been doing my sex, love, relationship comedy tour with my partner Yonder, my writing partner who created What I Do Is Taboo. We erotic fiction, and I wrote my book. If you don't have my book, DM me and I'll send you a copy of Butt Naked Honest, Conversational Foreplay for Dating, Asking the Hard Questions Up Front. It's for everybody. Married, single, in a relationship, trying to figure out. It just shows you a better way of communicating. Actually, Butt Naked Honest, B-U-T, Naked Honest. It's a play on words, of course, because in our community, some people say, but naked honest? That's how it's spelled. B-U-T ... naked honest ? Can we really be naked honest with people? It's really about doing it for yourself first. And everything isn't for everybody. But in around the ways, but naked honest. We know what that meant. Okay. Helping men and women communicate better in love. We've been on this mission doing our thing for over 22 years now. I've been writing all my life, but became a published author and journalist, and I'm a media person, all that stuff. And eventually I will have one of these degrees so I can put the letters behind my name on these books. Self-love. All right, let's get a working definition popping. I ain't gonna be with y'all long today, but I'm gonna get it in, get out. Get it in and get out. I'm trying to love on you a little bit before I get it in and get out. Okay. Self-love. What is self-love? An appreciation for oneself that grows from actions supporting your physical, psychological, and spiritual growth. Treat yourself with the same compassion, respect, and care you would a close friend. I went even deeper to say close friend, relative. Can we treat ourselves with the same love we give our children? That's deep. That's some deep, because you know, I love you, Zoe Troy Rawlings. Love you, love you, love you. See you soon, girl. That's deep. That's deep. But we're supposed to. And let me say self-worthiness, because self-worth had a great definition. You go back and you can catch all these on my YouTube channel. If this is day 23, 5 days a week. So end of this week and a few days next week, and we've done our first month, y'all. You have 20 hours, at least 20 hours of self-love talk to go back and check out, to fill yourself with when you riding or working out. Some good stuff. And I usually give credit to anybody that pull information offline, and it's a great thing. All right. So that's a working definition of self-love. Let's get into this. Oh, birthdays. I didn't do the birthday shout-outs. Big, quick birthday shout-outs. Facebook friends. Some of y'all on IG. Kimberly Langston, happy birthday. Will Ames, happy birthday. Lisa T. Horton, happy birthday, girl. Helen Washington, happy birthday. Stacy Edwards, happy birthday. Mia Latrell, happy birthday. Latrell or Latrell? Kay Jones, what's up, girl? Happy birthday. And D Extra Wiley, happy birthday. Okay? Those are some Facebook folks. So if you know them and you're on Facebook, say, hey, Troy gave you a shout out. Send this to them. I'm sure it'll help everybody. All right. We're talking about mental and emotional capacity today. Mental and emotional capacity refers to your cognitive bandwidth and the nervous system's ability to tolerate, process, and manage stress, responsibilities, and intense feelings. It is not a fixed trait. It fluctuates daily based on sleep, physical health, life circumstances, and accumulated stress. Ooh, Lord, it's getting the goodness today. All right. Mental and emotional capacity refers to your cognitive bandwidth and the nervous system's ability to tolerate, process, and manage stress, responsibilities, and intense feelings. It is not a fixed trait. It fluctuates daily based on sleep, physical health, life circumstances, and accumulated stress. That's from Deepen Wellness in Psychotherapy. Back in 2021, we're still in the midst of the pandemic situation. I'm already working with Sheen Magazine, doing live interviews. And I think I might have done one of the Dear Troy articles already, or no, I hadn't written yet. I don't think I've written yet. I don't think I'd written them for him yet, because I remember having a conversation with Kristen Harris, editor-in-chief and founder, Kim Chapman. What's up, y'all? And I remember saying, Kim Chapman, after I interviewed her on my Meet the Sheen Talk Live show, she loved the interview, and we were talking. She said, you know who I really love to have on the cover of the magazine? I'm thinking, I'm in LA, so she's going to mention like Janet Jackson or somebody. And one of the blessings in my life is I've never had a problem getting in touch with anybody I wanted to get in touch with. It's always 3 degrees. Some people say 6 degrees. It's 3 degrees of separation. You know somebody that knows somebody. It's not hard to get in touch with anybody you need to get in touch with in this world. Believe me, the world is much smaller than... The world is a ghetto. Don't you know? That is true. Sorry. Sometimes you got to break into some war. All right. Kim Chapman was like, I'd love to have Kathy Hughes on the cover. It's like, that's not hard. Kathy Hughes is reachable. Some people are reachable, touchable, even though she's the founder of Urban One and Radio One and TV One, and, the company's multi-million, billions of dollars. Awesome. I said, that shouldn't be too hard. She was like, oh, I tried my people and got in touch with her people, and they was, I hadn't been able to da-da-da-da-da-da. I reached out to an OG in Baltimore, shout out to Larry Young, and said, hey. And here's the thing that got me. Kim Chapman and Kathy Hughes had so much in common. Succession while they're still young to their son for their business. Kim had done it with her son Trey. Kathy had done it with Alfred Liggins. And they just had a lot of things in common. And she was a media person with the magazine side, and Kathy was a media person. I said, that just makes sense for y'all to connect. So I called Larry Young because I knew he had connect. And I was also producing, shout out to my girl Eartha Harris. We were producing Tighten It Radio Show on 1010 AM, which is a Radio 1 station in Baltimore, at Radio 1 in Baltimore. So, Larry was like, you got a pen? When an OG say, do you have a pen? You about to get a cell phone or a home number, landline. Gave me the number. I called. Key point, networking, business, consulting, any people I consult, any of my folks that's watching this, key thing. I left a voice message, even though it didn't have, it wasn't her, hey, this is Kathy. It was an automatic voicemail. I left a voice message, my full name, who I was, what was going on. Nice, quick, 30 the average TV commercial was 30 seconds, y'all. A radio commercial is about 60 seconds. You can get your message in. Leave a message. You never know when they're going to come across them. Always leave a voice message. I left a voice message, and then I text her. Within 2 hours, she got back with me and said, Troy, I'd love to do it. I pictured, and I'm saying this for a reason. Sent the picture to Kim. I think her son Trey tried to call. They didn't believe it. And later on, when I finally met everybody in person, Kim was like, he called Kathy. I said, yeah, he told me he didn't get an answer. He said he called her back and she answered. He said, what? He said he was kind of stuck because it was like, Miss Hughes? She was like, yes. But awesome. And I'm setting up to do the interview. And I think I asked Kim and Kristen. I was like, who's going to write it? And he was like, we get one of our writers to write it. And I was like, I'd love to write it. I know they was like, this Negro think he can do everything. In this media space, I am, as Yonder would say, the main event, the main attraction. Yes, I can. Yeah, boy, why you hit me like me? Heavy-handed. Yeah, it's Arsenio hand. All right. But it became an amazing piece. I got a chance to interview Kathy Hughes for upwards of 3 hours, 2 interviews. Because the first interview didn't take, but I took notes. Then we did the way I love to do it on Skype. Rest in peace, Skype. It was a great ride. And you can find that interview and others on LA Radio Now channel or my Troy Rawlings live channel, I think. But if you want to see the interview, I got it. But long story short, it's the biggest thing in my life. I'm about to have a national cover story in National Magazine. I interview one of the icons in my field, radio and media. This is a monumental point. At the same time, I'm doing online school to start working on my psychology degree. And one of the first things I study is capacity. And that's one of the first things I lost, because I also got a call about something with my mother's property. My mother had already passed away in September of 2020, end of September, early October. And I'm getting a call on something I didn't expect that shook me. My capacity was gone. I would go online in the evening to go and do my schoolwork, and I could not open the page. I could not go in. Mentally, I was done. Shaking, almost in tears. Great moment in my life. And all this while, I'm still single dad, got Zoe around, everything, and I'm still doing the thing. When Zoe was with me, she was with her mom sometime when she was with me. But it was a lot. There have been several times in my life when I was just spent. Thankfully, I always lean on God at those times. And I have no problem saying, God, I'm kind of done. I'm spent. In my weakness, you gotta be strong, because I don't know what's happening. Capacity is what it's called, y'all. Some of you guys think you're losing your mind. You're not losing your mind. You may have just lost your capacity. You may just be full of the bullshit or whatever that is keeping you done. You may just be done. Your mental and emotional capacity is at its limit. You are full. And mental and emotional capacity refers to your cognitive bandwidth and the nervous system's ability to tolerate, process, and manage stress, responsibilities, and intense feelings. It is not a fixed trait. It is not always the same. Certain things can weigh on you. Something with a child, a work situation, a relationship situation, and we all go through those. And then one more thing. You last straw, all those sayings. Look, I've had it when ladies, if you say this in one of my sorry. Hey, you calling me, just come into the live. Don't call me right now. I say this in one of my comedy specials. If you are talking to a guy and he said, look, anytime you're talking to somebody, our parents are, look, and they put their hands up here, for a man especially, this, when they say, put your hands up, this is a sign of surrender. This is a sign of, I don't have any. When the guy's like, or a woman is like, look, I am at my wit's end. This is the last straw. When we start using terms like that, even when I hear people say, man, I feel like I'm about to lose it, I say, go get some rest. This ties into yesterday's message of prioritizing rest. But it is so important that you pay attention to what you're saying out your mouth. Because by the time it comes out your mouth, it's already done. Oh, I'm losing my mind. I can't take it. I feel like I'm having a breakdown. When people start talking like that, or you hear yourself talking like that, take a beat. Take a beat. Because that's where strokes and heart attacks and stress, not just what we eating in the physical health, that's important too. Because remember, it says, it is not a fixed trait. It fluctuates daily based on sleep, physical health, life circumstances, and accumulated stress builds up. And that's from Deep in Wellness and Psychotherapy. Okay. So, understanding and managing this capacity effectively relies on 2 distinct but connected areas: mental capacity, cognitive function. This relates to how your brain processes information, problem solves, and makes decisions. That's from SoCal Empowered. All right. This relates to how your brain processes information, problem solves, and makes decisions. I say this all the time about men and women. I love men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And a lot of people have started reading the book and never read the whole thing, but read the whole book. It is very deep on how just we think and how men pull back at certain times. And it's not that he doesn't love you or care about you, but he's trying to process the situation by stepping back from it. Men are commit. We do commit. Work. We commit to work, working out, sports. We fanatics. We commit. We commit to a relationship. It's kind of the same way, but we have to pull back because that's someone else. That's another person. Women, if they're going, some women may go through more emotional things, because all of us are emotional beings. Let's stop saying women are emotional beings like they're the only ones with emotions, because what that has done over the years has made it seem like men are not emotional. So when we have breakdowns, when we zap out, when we have things going on, we're considered mean, mental, narcissist. And stop using the word. All of us have narcissist tendencies, but narcissistic disorder is something different. Everybody has to be a little narcissistic if you're going to lead. Some people think self-love is narcissism. Look up the words and know what you're talking about, because everybody ain't narcissist. Oh, he's just a narcissist. He was doing this. No. Yeah, if he's trying to separate you from your loved ones and get you alone, and she's trying to do that and get you by yourself and not have you around certain people and seclude you, and be careful. But stop using these terms all the damn time. Toxic, he's toxic. Yeah, a lot of things are toxic. Don't get me wrong. Toxicity is everywhere. Pollution. So, this relates to how the brain processes information, problem solves, and makes decisions. I always say men and women desire and think about the same things. We just process and communicate it differently. Jason T. Davis, what it do? If you're just tuning in, this is Troy Rawlings Live Morning Edition. We talking about love for the whole year. In the month of June, we talking about self-love. Today, we talking about mental and emotional capacity. Woo! This is one. Everybody feel like you're at your wit's end. This is the thing. Why am I so close to this goddamn? All right. When it's high, when your mental capacity is high, you can easily focus, retain information, and navigate complex challenges. When you have your cognitive functioning is high, you in the zone, in the zone. You hitting all the shots. You bam, 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 bam. You killing it. Oh, you killing it. You doing big things. You doing big things. I'm 6'2". When I'm overweight, I'm about 235, 240. I'm getting it down. I just walked and running canyon. Hey, I'll get to that later because I can drift. When it's high, you hit. Signs of overload. Brain fog. Sound familiar? Some of y'all, I got ADD, I got ADHD, I got that, Slow down on all the stuff you got. Slow down on the medication stuff. A lot of the stuff that can be alleviated is through self-love. I'm not talking about some people need what they need, but some of it is self-love mechanisms. Some of people are just overloaded. In a day and age where this phone, this laptop, this, everything is on. Everything is on. No wonder our kids are the most stressed and most anxious and highest anxiety of probably of ever before. Because most of them haven't ran and got any fresh air, go outside. We scared for them to go outside, but we let them go online. Anyway. Signs of overload. Brain fog, decision fatigue, memory lapses, and the inability to concentrate on simple tasks. Let me tell y'all something. Shout out to Realizations. Is it Realizations? Make sure I've got the right company. Where's the thing? Yeah, I think it's Realizations. Shout out to the journals. I like these prompt journals. Give you prompts, because usually I write and give you prompts, daily prompts and stuff. But usually I write in different journals and stuff and keep them in front of me and pads and papers and sheets and books, and I'm writing everything down and have it in front of me, because sometimes I could be on something, or if I'm you ever been loading something up to social media and you drift somewhere else and you lose the thing? I got notepads in my phone. I keep stuff in front of me to help me not drift, because we're in a time where it's easy for our attention. Everybody's vying for our attention right in our pockets, right on our phones. So it's easy to drift. There's nothing, you're okay. But sometimes you may be overloaded. Signs of overload: brain fog, decision fatigue. I'm tired of making decisions. I've heard people say, I talked to a friend the other day, and she said it more than once, I just want to have the money I need so I can focus on the other stuff I want to focus on. Let some people with money tell you. They'll talk to you. They'll tell you, sit down, talk to them about their stresses. People that own some stuff, entrepreneurs versus the person who has a 9-to-5, people who have a 9-to-5, everybody has stress. Everybody has different levels of it. And if you don't take note of how your body and your mind is processing it, your emotional and your mental is processing it, you could lose it, y'all. That's from Deep in Wellness and Psychotherapy. Memory lapses, the inability to concentrate on simple tasks. Mental capacity. Now this will deal with emotional capacity, emotional bandwidth. This relates to your feelings. This relates to your feeling states, ability to regulate moods, and how much emotional weight you can hold without feeling overwhelmed. Now I'm 51. I'm not talking about to my sisters that's going through menopause or there's a book called Booty Bitches. It caught my eye because I saw it in a public library as I walked by. It's a book on CD, but it talks about how the pharmaceutical industry was making, I forgot the doctor who wrote it. Pharmaceutical industry is making billions of dollars out of women just being women. And that women's whole life flows in cycles. And the only one we talk about is PMS. But just the way that women think and can process things. And men have those capacities too, not at the same level. Women are phenomenal with it. But to think about that, the fact that some of your mood swings may not just be chemical, may not just be menopause, premenopause, or perimenopause, might not just be that, might not just be that time of the month, might be you're overloaded and you didn't dump. Our body, if we don't get rid of the waste in our body, we will die. If you don't go to the bathroom on a regular basis, we will die. If you're not having the proper bowel movements that the old folks would say, going to doing number one, number two, however you call it, and urinating and all that, if you're not getting rid of the waste in your body, you will die. Be it septic, be it whatever, you will die. How much more your mental and your emotional capacity? If you're not dumping things, if you don't have your downtime, if you're not resting, making rest a priority, it's going to take its toll. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you, girl. Annika. Emotional capacity is where we were. This relates to, I'm just jamming over here like it's a workout class. This relates to your feeling states, ability to regulate moods, and how much emotional weight you can hold without being overwhelmed. That's from SoCal Empowered. I'm good. When it's high, when your emotional capacity is high, you can empathize with others, communicate clearly during conflicts, and bounce back from setbacks. When your emotional capacity is high, you can empathize with others, communicate clearly during conflicts, and bounce back from setbacks. Sound familiar? You can empathize. You can relate to someone. One of the key ways, and this is why we deal with self-love first, because one of the key ways to listen, the only real way to listen to a loved one, conflict or whatever, is to be able to listen clearly without the urge to respond, which is hard. Listen clearly without the urge to respond. then you can communicate clearly during conflicts because you've regulated and hear what the situation is. You don't take everything personal when your emotional capacity is high. And you can bounce back easier from setbacks. Signs of overload for emotional capacity: intense irritability, snapping over minor issues, heightened self-criticism, and the urge to withdraw entirely. I'm done. I used to raise my hands up and be like, you know what? By the time my hands drop, I'm done with it. Relationship, issue, whatever. Intense irritability. You find yourself irritable all the time. And it's not a chemical imbalance. It's not it's not a psycho situation. It's just you always irritable. Have you ever dealt with somebody? I know people now that always seem like they're irritable. Always something. Always something. Now, it's one thing if this may not, because some people, that's how they live. That's who they are. Some people, they always gonna complain. I got some friends when I say, hey, how you doing, girl? How you doing, guy? Look, if you ask somebody how they doing and the first thing they do is exhale, either put on your thinking cap, remember that spitting shit, your thinking cap, your listening ears, or you got to tune out, or you got to shift, because by the time they, I ain't gonna complain. I usually say I can't complain. People say, if you do, ain't nobody gonna listen. Let me say it again. I can't complain. I'm up, I'm walking, I'm at the grocery store. I'm in your line buying some groceries to fix some breakfast or some lunch or some dinner or to have a little meet and greet. And I'm walked in here. I got a little bit of paper to pay for it. And I'm having a conversation with you. I can't complain. I don't care if anybody, ain't nobody gonna listen. People do listen. People pay to listen. Signs of overload: intense irritability, snapping over minor issues. Are you snapping at people over minor stuff? Kids, people, work, whatever, friends. And a heightened self-criticism. Woo. It has to be balanced. If you find yourself criticizing yourself a lot, I tell people all the time, you should be able to look in this mirror and say, oh, I love me some me. Hey, Troy Rawlings, you're doing great. I love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. You are awesome. You're an awesome friend. You're an awesome father. You are a phenomenal father. You are a great father. Don't you let yourself, you're going to be a great husband whenever that happens. Look in that mirror and talk to yourself, because your self hears that. Your younger self, your 5-year-old self, 14-year-old self, 15, 20 something. All of you hears that, the now self. Because if you're heightened in your criticism of yourself always, and hopefully you have some friends that say, yo, you really hard on yourself. If you hear somebody say you're hard on yourself or you're always criticizing yourself, take note, because your capacity may be spent. Or if you come out of an abused situation, relationships, past, young, old, things that weren't your fault, abused as a child, anything, and your criticism is high, then they may be something. And it's always good to sit down with a licensed practitioner, therapist, psychiatrist. Yeah. But it's good to talk to friends that got love for you too. Positive friends. Find your positive friends. Find the people that you like. Man, I feel good every time I'm around them. Find those folks. Open your mouth. Say something. But don't get into a habit of always criticizing yourself, because yourself will believe it. It's just like positive self-talk. Yourself will believe what you're saying. I'm always messing up, man. I just can't get it together. Seems like every time I take 2 steps forward, I take 152 steps back. I don't know what kind of walking that is. It sounds like you're doing a wheelchair up a hill. That's impossible to do 100. All right, that's from Deep in Wellness and Psychotherapy. All right, strategies to manage and expand capacity. Strategies to manage and expand capacity. Because capacity shifts with your environment, honoring it means working with your nervous system rather than forcing it. Because capacity shifts with your environment, honoring it means working with your nervous system rather than forcing it. That's from Deep in Wellness and Psychotherapy. Recognize your window of tolerance, quote unquote, window of tolerance. Learn the early signs of exhaustion and ask, what support does my system need right now? Instead of, why can't I handle this? Why can't I handle this? I can't handle this. Before you get to that point, or as you're getting to that point, your window of tolerance, learn the early signs of exhaustion and ask, what support does my system need right now? Some people are working past exhaustion. Some of us are working 7 days a week. Some of us are working, I'm talking to a friend yesterday, helping her with something. She's like, yeah, I'm a night person. Some of this stuff is cool, but some people are more nocturnal. But this doesn't mean I can't stress this enough. And I think I'm stressing it more and more because as I'm getting older, it's funny because our minds stay a bit young. We don't realize our minds stay kind of young, right? Our mind, that's why people get injured playing sports. That's why a lot of you parents are getting injured racing your children. Now, I know some people like Dr. Zoe Shaw and some people that run, they're in their 50s and they still run in track. They still run. They still jog. That's cool. If you haven't ran or walking, I'm not talking about hiking. If you haven't ran, that mark, set, go, that if you haven't ran, stop racing children. If you haven't ran, stop running around after children. Stretch, get on the floor. Hey, let's do something on the floor. Let's get on the floor. I remember older people used to sit down on the floor. Quickness. No, running. Come on. We're going to sit down here on the floor. If you making that kind of sound getting on the floor, don't run. Don't run. Don't go. Who was it? Kamala said? Don't come. Don't do it. You got to know your capacity. Your window of tolerance. Pay attention to yourself. If you're feeling exhausted, feeling down, take a beat. It's okay to push away from the desk, y'all. Look, if they can give people smoke breaks at offices, you can take a capacity break. Hey, leave desk. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I need to get some fresh air, boss, for a second. And they implemented that in a lot of bylaws with companies now about mental health because they see people losing their mind. It was nothing before this. They see somebody die at their desk. Mark Lewis that owns NBA, and we're partnered together on a lot of the stuff that we're doing here and at the office and at the golf simulator and store. And he was a stockbroker for 20 years, and he said when he started seeing his friends dying in front of him in their 30s, their 40s, and then 9/11 happens, he was like, yeah, I'm good. He said he had to find something that he could leave at work and wasn't so highly stressful. He opened a mailbox and accessories place. Genius. What can you change in your life with the drop of a dime? Are you so bogged down by your work that it's taking you out? And a lot of us are scared to change because we're scared of change. Window of tolerance. Recognize when your exhaustion level is peaking out. Break down tasks. When your capacity is low, avoid multitasking. Woo! When your capacity is low, avoid multitasking. Focus on small, manageable goals to prevent guilt and burnout. When I write down two of the main things I have to do. Like yesterday, I had a meeting with a brother and his father, one of the contractors. And I had to post some stuff about Olive Health and Wellness. Make sure you follow Olive HW Burbank 2 on Instagram for all your health and wellness supplements and needs. We got you covered. So I posted those two. And then I did 4 social funny vids for people to have fun with and stuff like that. Commentary joints. And I think I didn't do 4, did 3. But this is stuff, I put stuff down that I know I can handle easily. And then when I check it off, I feel, I try to only do 3 main goals. Stuff that I can get out. These lists of 10, I've been there when you write down 10 things on a list. You've already stressed yourself. If you only get to 2 of them, you feel like you're a failure. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 to 3 things on your list. Knock them out. Then if you want to add something, that's good. But you don't even have to add it to your list. Just do it. But your list is done. So break down tasks into manageable goals to prevent guilt and burnout. It happens, y'all. Build resilience. Like a muscle, capacity can be trained over time through therapy. It's good to get a good therapist. Mindfulness and better stress regulation. You can explore tools on Psychology Today. Also, you can find therapists. You can Google therapists in my area. Therapists who deal with capacity, therapists who deal with past stress, past abuse, past this, sex therapists for me and my marriage or my relationships. You can get it. And here's the other thing. A lot of therapists are online now. I was talking to a friend, like, you went to your therapist yet? Oh, we do it on the phone. I was like, oh, we do phone stuff, or if you're up to date, because some people ain't getting on. Some people, I would leave people a video message, and they would literally text me back, oh, I can't get on video right now. I'm sorry, I just don't look the part. I ain't ready to be on camera right now. I did not do this for you to come back on camera. I did it because it's easier for me to do a video and you see me talking and see my beautiful face than it is for me to just send some words. I'm a media person. So love with a dozen roses. Make sure. Okay. All right, y'all. So, share this with somebody. Share this with yourself. Go back and look at it. I tried to keep it kind of short and sweet today, but I probably went over some time. Mental capacity. Mental and emotional capacity refers to your cognitive bandwidth, your mental bandwidth. How much stress? I can't take it no more. Last straw. I think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown. If you find yourself saying stuff like that out loud, stop. As soon as you hear it, it's like, oh, back away. Take a beat. Find the things you can do to manage it. Recognize your window of tolerance. Break down tasks. Build resilience. Take your time to build resilience. Like they say, do therapy, mindfulness, and stress regulation. But also, and I'll add this one, your quick self-love treats. Let's call them self-love treats. Call it self-love treat. Like you get a snack. Self-love treats. Now, I love a good cigar. I'm trying to stay away from drinking. Really don't need to smoke. But a good cigar is calming and all that stuff. But what ways can I get calm that don't cause me any health issues? Man, me and my friend Colin walked over Runyon Canyon. Not yesterday evening. Yesterday was Monday. I think it was Sunday evening. Yeah, Sunday evening. We ate a little something, like my Father's Day treat. We went to Runyon Canyon. I forgot how beautiful that Mulholland Runyon Canyon. I forgot how beautiful it is to walk. I see why y'all ladies be taking all the videos and, hey, just working out in the skimpy outfits and stuff like that. I see why y'all be taking it. And the guys with no shirts on up there. I see why y'all be doing it. There was a couple of them. I ain't ready for the no shirts yet. But beautiful. The scenery, the fresh air, beautiful. We near the water, in Los Angeles, we near the beach. Even if you're in New York or something, if it's any place that gives you calm or peace that you can get to, even in your house, set up a self-love corner. Get your candles going. Your aromatherapy. Get some candles. Get some aromatherapy popping off. Your lighting. I like light. I like bright lights. It drives some people crazy. I got friends and people like, oh, it's so bright in here. It's so bright. All right, vampire. Because I like light. I like light. Light likes me. Okay, I know that's not the song, but I'm a Scrooge fan. Get yourself into an atmosphere where you love it. I love incense. I like light. I like candles. I like light on with candles. I like scented kind. I like good fragrances. I like things that make me smell good. When I go and buy cologne, it has to smell good. It has to turn me on first. I don't get my oil and cologne for y'all. If I walk past somebody and say, hey, but I can also tell if I'm smelling if I'm putting on some cologne or something and I don't get any compliments. I'm used to all my life getting compliments on how I smell. But if I don't get none, I'm like, maybe I gotta change up. What's going on? I know when I'm just putting something on to have a fragrances. Oh, that's not bad. That's around my scent spectrum. Do the things that make you feel good. Cup of tea, cup of coffee. But the things that don't cause your body, especially as you get older, or your heart or your mind, extra stress, health issues, or anything like that. Mental and emotional capacity, very important. I just wanted to share that with y'all today. All right, y'all. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll be back, God willing. I love y'all. Spread this word. I'll have the YouTube link. You can go to my Troy Rawlings Live YouTube channel. You can get the YouTube links for those that are not on Instagram. And it'll be on Facebook. It'll be on LinkedIn. I've been slipping on putting it on LinkedIn as much, but you can always get on YouTube or here. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all later. Happy Tuesday. Have an amazing Tuesday. Troy Rawlings Live. God bless. One love.